L.G.M International, a faith channel for heavenly influence in Earth's affairs.
I hope you've come ready to learn. I'm going to ask you, who do you think we're talking about today? It's obviously Father's faith, but
there's so many people that you could be possibly talking about.
So far, you've actually gotten...
I'll say Jesus himself.
Jesus himself. Well, I mean, Jesus is always himself, but...
I'm talking about Jesus.
Oh, the story
now.
of Jesus.
Yes.
Ah, okay. You're wrong. We're talking in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you a hint, and hopefully you guys can... So we're talking about, the title is True Friend. There was many titles I could think of, but I'll go with True Friend. Who do you think we're?
Probably Jonathan and David.
Yes, Jonathan and who?
Isn't it David?
David. Is her voice being heard? Okay,
Yeah.
I hope I'm not overpowering it. So, we're talking about Jonathan and David. The friendship that was found between Jonathan and David. Many years back, maybe a year back or something, Mayron preached on this. And it was such a powerful sermon that I want to talk about a true friend as well. And first question that I have for you, obviously our reading is going to be from Samuel, 1 Samuel. Hold for me 1 Samuel chapter 20. We're not going to read it yet, but just have it ready. I'll ask you to read it when in time. So, quick question for you. Who is a friend, or what does a friend mean? What does it mean to have a friend, or who is a friend?
A friend is somebody you can trust. Someone you can let your guard down with. You can share your deepest thoughts, deepest secrets with, and they would keep it. Ones that will comfort you in your times of hurting, ones that will correct you when you are wrong. So I think a friend, there's so many things we could say about a friend.
Yes. A friend is a companion.
That's true.
Someone that walks along with you in your path. A friend is someone that supports you. A friend is someone that compliments your good character, but also points out the character that needs to be fixed. He enables you or helps you along the path in fixing the character that is not good. A friend is someone, and I don't mean just a friend you meet at school. I mean a true friend is someone that is placed by God in your life. There are bad friends and there are good friends. Talking about a good friend. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33, you don't have to go there, but I'll read it for you. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33, it reads this: "Don't be fooled by those who say such things, for bad company corrupts good character." A bad friend corrupts good character. A good friend complements the good character. So I'm pretty sure you guys, those of you that are in high school, those of you that are in elementary, regardless of the grade that you're in, it's very important who you spend your time with, who you give your time with. It's very important the kind of friends that you make or the kind of people that you meet. In school, at work, you are able to make friends in so many places. But we see according to the Bible that bad company corrupts good character. Bad friendships affect your good character. Bad friendships ruin your good character. People that are not meant to be in your life, they affect you in a negative way. And how can you tell if someone is a bad character or a bad friend? Look at what happens when you spend time with them. What do you guys talk about? What do you do with that person? Who does that person point to? Does that person point you to God? Does that person give you good values? Does that person encourage you, enable you to keep walking in a way that is righteous, in a way that is pleasing to God? Does that person push you to honoring your parents? There are so many things you can see when it comes to a good friend. And there are so many things that you can see when it comes to a bad friend. I don't think it's hard for us to point out from the people that are in our life who are good influences to us and who are bad influences to us. That's why it's important where we place these people that we know. One point that I know is when you look into the story of Jonathan and David, the one important thing is at the root of a friendship, in its roots, it's pure love, pure, unadulterated, just love that doesn't seek benefit, love that doesn't seek any desire, just pure love. Read for me 1 Samuel chapter 18 from verse 1 to 4. 1 Samuel chapter 18 from verse 1 to 4. And pay attention to the scripture that is going to be read here. Go ahead.
After David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became one in spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. From that day, Saul kept David with him and did not let him return home to his family. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. Jonathan took off the robe he was wearing and gave it to David, along with his tunic and even his sword, his bow, and his belt.
In this story, it's gonna highlight more the love that Jonathan had for David. David loved Jonathan as well, and you see along the way what David did. But just look at what's happening here. David is from a family called Jesse in a small town. He's a nobody, basically. He gets the honor of coming and being in the presence of a king, the king of Israel. And the king of Israel has a son. And it tells you here, he met Jonathan, the king's son. There was an immediate bond between them, for Jonathan loved David. He loved him. And because he had love for him, he made a solemn pact with David, because he loved him as he loved himself. A true friend loves you as they love themselves. At its core, it's love. They genuinely love you. And you can't really explain it. It doesn't give you any backstory here. It's just they see you and they have pure love for you. I don't know if it's God placed it in their hearts. I don't know, when they saw you, they just had an instant connecting with you. But it's pure love. And when you see what he did and he showed it in his action. He gave him his robe. A king's robe or a prince's robe is an expensive tool. It's not something that is cheap. But we see in the story is that he just gave him his robe. And he gave David his tunic, his sword. He gave him things that were precious for him to show that he loved him. So therefore, one important thing that you need to know when it comes to a friendship, a true friendship, is love, pure love. Today, when we see in the world, there is so many fake friendships. There are so many people that come into your love and they come into your life and you say, I love you, you spend time with them. I don't know if you say I love you. I don't even think if people are like comfortable enough today to tell someone they love them. It's a bit awkward, right? I don't even know if we feel comfortable enough to tell our parents, I love you, you know? It's easier for us to say, I have love for this person, than to look him straight and be like, I love you. It always makes you feel awkward. I don't know why. But clearly in the Bible, we see that the love was very descriptive. It was do you know when oil mixes with water, it's a mess, right? It wasn't like that. It was pure, clear. There was no nonsense. Like there was nothing else with it. Do you have friends? Do you tell them that you love them? To their face, you're like, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
You just randomly just tell them I love you.
There are not a lot of them, but yes, a few.
There are a few, right? So yeah, this kind of love is not kind of love that you have for everybody. At this point, I just thought of it right now, honey. It's not a kind of love that you have for everybody. It's specific people that are in your inner circle. A genuine love. And I want to ask you a question. When you befriend someone, what qualities do you look for?
I look at their spiritually, like if they are connected with the Lord, because that tells me how close they should be to me. Meaning how much can I share with them? How much can I really take their advice and apply it in my life? And then I look, are there people that are honest people? There are people, that won't, gossip about me once I leave or something, like they have good characters and good qualities. From then on, you could decide. But it's also, friendships are built over time as well, It's not an instant thing. Yeah.
It almost makes it seem here that it was an instant thing. Yeah, but friendships are built over time. But at the same time, the number one quality that is very important, I said, is love. But also, he said what they need to be a Christian. Someone that goes along with your values. Spiritually, they need to be someone that can benefit you. As in, you need to be able to build each other spiritually. when we look into the story of Jonathan and David, a true friend will preserve your life at all cost. A true friend will preserve your life at all cost. In 1 Samuel chapter 20, it's a long reading. Do you have it open? Okay, it's a long reading in chapter 20. I'm going to encourage you to take a look at it in your own time. Read it from the beginning until the end. It's a whole story. You'll see a conversation happening between David and Jonathan. Very powerful conversation. I'll ask you to read from verse 11 to 17, but I'll tell you in a second. This happens because when you're in the story, you'll see there's so much passion in there, and you'll see there's it tells you a story. And what happened was that David was succeeding in Israel. Everything that he did was working out for him. And because everything that he did was working out for him, there's a specific part where Saul starts to get jealous of David when he hears the statement, and that is Saul killed his thousands, but David killed his 10,000s. The popularity of David was rising up and rising up, and Saul was not happy about it. As we know in the story, the Spirit of God had left Saul. And because the Spirit of God had left Saul, he was being tormented. If you read in the previous chapter, you'll see that he was being tormented. And David was there. He would play strings for him, music for him, so that Saul would be comforted. So then we see, as the popularity of David rising, Saul gets jealous. And when he gets jealous, he tries to kill him. He throws a spear at him, and it tells you in the story, he threw a spear at him, hoping that he would kill him. And David jumped out of the way and ran away. And this is the story that happens, is that there was a banquet. But read for me from verse 11 to 17, chapter 20.
Jonathan said, "Let's go out into the field." So they went there together. Then Jonathan said to David, "I swear by the Lord, the God of Israel, that I will surely sound out my father by this time the day after tomorrow. If he is favorable disposed toward you, I will not send you a word and let you know. But if my father intends to harm you, may the Lord deal with Jonathan, be it ever so severely, if I do not let you know and send you away in peace. May the Lord be with you as he was with my father, but show me unfailing kindness like the Lord's kindness as long as I live, so that I will not be killed."
There's a sad part in that verse. May the Lord be with you as he was
With my father.
as he used to be. No, for the Lord is with you as he used to be with my father, right? As he was. Which verse is it, Ma?
May the Lord be with you as he has been with my father.
Which verse is it? 17? 14, read until 17.
Oh yeah, sure. "But show me unfailing kindness like the Lord's kindness as long as I live, so that I may not be killed. And do not ever cut off your kindness from my family, not even when the Lord has cut off every one of David's enemies from the face of the earth." So Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying, "May the Lord call David's enemies to account." And Jonathan had David reaffirm his oath out of love for him, because he loved him as he loved himself.
So in this story, David comes and tells Jonathan, "Your father wants to kill me." And Jonathan tells him, "No, my father loves you. He doesn't want to kill you." It's like, "No, I know he wants to kill me." He threw a spear at him. I mean, you would know if someone's trying to kill you because it's coming directly at him. So, and then Jonathan is telling him what? Sorry, read it for me again one more time, but stop at 14. From 11 to 14.
Jonathan said, "Let's go out into the field." So they went there together. Then Jonathan said to David, "I swear by the Lord, the God of Israel, that I will surely sound out my father by this time the day after tomorrow. If he is favorable disposed toward you, will I not send you a word and let you know? But if my father intends to harm you, may the Lord deal with him. Deal with Jonathan, be ever severely, if I do not let you know and send you away in peace. May the Lord be with you as he has been with my father, but show me unfailing kindness like the Lord's kindness as long as I live, so that I may not be killed."
If you read in verse 16, it says, "So Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying that the Lord required it at the hand of David's enemy." Now Jonathan again calls David to vow, because he loved him, for he loved him as he loved his own soul. So Jonathan's father is against David. but Jonathan is siding with David. How does that make sense? He is not his brother. He did not know him from childhood. They did not grow up together. They're not relatives. There is no blood connection. There is nothing between them except a bond of friendship, except true love for each other, true unadulterated, true love, pure love for each other. And in that point, Jonathan is willing what? To risk his own life to preserve David's lives. The friends that you make, I mean, today you might not have someone coming after you to kill you, but there are so many things that try to waste your time, that kill your spirit. Today, the friends that you make, are they trying to preserve your life? Are they trying to preserve your spiritual relationship with God? Are they adding into it? Or are they taking away from it? Now imagine, Jonathan could have betrayed David, because David put his life on the hand of Jonathan. He's like, if you decide to betray me, there is nothing I can do. I'm entrusting my life to you. It's like, for us, God has left, I will not. He's like, he loved him as himself. That means he wouldn't want anything to harm him, no matter what it is. I don't know if there is a person that we love as we love ourselves. I don't even think we love our parents as we love ourselves. A true friend will preserve your life at all costs. Read from me, and then when we look at, go to verse 30 to 33, we'll see in that story that Jonathan, if you keep reading, Jonathan goes to the banquet, and his father asks him, where is David? And he tells him, no, the first day he doesn't say anything, because he thinks maybe something happened to him, maybe he's unclean. The second day, he's like, where's David? And then he tells him, David, he said he went to do this ceremony or this event. He went to his family to go and celebrate it with them, to go and be with them and to eat with them. He begged me and he asked me because his family did something, and I said, okay, you can go ahead. And in that moment, Saul becomes very angry and throws a spear at his son with an intent to kill him. Read from me verse 30 to 33, and you will see.
Saul's anger flared up at Jonathan, and he said to him, you son of a perverse and rebellious woman, don't I know you have sided with the son of Jesse to your own shame and to the shame of the mother who bore you? As long as the son of Jesse lives on this earth, neither you nor your kingdom will be established. Now send you nor your kingdom. Now send someone to bring him to me, for he must die. Why should he be put to death? What has he done? Jonathan asked his father. But Saul hurled a spear at him to kill him. Then Jonathan knew that his father intended to kill him.
He put his life on the way just to preserve. He can clearly see his father is angry and filled with anger. But in that moment, he didn't even think about himself. He thought about his friend. He thought about David. It's like, David did not do anything wrong. Who among us, when our parents are angry and telling us not to befriend this person, whether they're right or wrong, who among us defends, especially when you see this kind of anger? Normally, if they're just talking to you, you defend. But when you see this kind of anger, oftentimes we I'll find a different time. And you see the consequences of what happened by choosing to speak for David. Now read again, same chapter, verse 41 to 42. And we'll see that Jonathan went back to David, and as they had planned, they made an agreement. It's like, when I come back, I'll throw 3 arrows or something, and then I'll send the kid, and I'll say a word. If I say this word, that means it's he gave him a signal. If I send if I say this word, that means it's all good. You can come out and we can come back. But if I say this word, it means my father wants to kill you. And that happened. And now read verse 41 to 42 for me.
After the boy had gone, David got up from the south side of the stone and bowed down before Jonathan 3 times with his face to the ground. Then they kissed each other and wept together, but David wept the most. Jonathan said to David, "Go in peace, for we have sworn friendship with each other in the name of the Lord, saying, 'The Lord is the witness between you and me, and between your descendants and my descendants forever.'" Then David left and Jonathan went back to the town.
They wept and they said, "Go in peace." So point number 1 of quality that a true friend has is to preserve your life at all, no matter what. That's one quality of a true friend. Second thing, a true friend will be there when you need them. A true friend will be available for you when you are in need, true need, not just I need a drink or something. When you're going through something, when you're going through a tough time, a true friend will be present to assist you, to help you, to encourage you, to give you what you need in that time. When we read in 1 Samuel chapter 23 verse 15, this is what it reads. It says, one day, 1 Samuel chapter 23 verse 15, one day near Horish, David received the news that Saul was on the way to Ziph to search for him and kill him. Jonathan went to find David and encouraged him to stay strong in his faith in God. "Don't be afraid," Jonathan reassured him. "My father will never find you. You are going to be the king of Israel, and I will be next to you, as my father Saul is well aware." So the two of them renewed their solemn pact before the Lord. Then Jonathan returned home while David stayed at Horish. What kind of a person is Jonathan? I hope you truly understand, or we're seeing the values that we see here. I hope this helps us to set the bar high when it comes to calling someone my true friend. You might have ups and downs, you might get angry at each other, that's fine. But in its core, a true friend is someone. So his father wants to kill David, but he is going to support David. Does that make sense to you? Another point, a true friend will sacrifice for your sake. A true friend will risk his life for his sake. He told him, "You will be king." This is the prince telling David, "You will be king." It didn't matter to him. It's like he understood something. He didn't fight for his right. He didn't say no. He realized David needs to be king. David is going to be king. And in that time, what you see normally happening is when you see someone trying to take something that is rightfully yours, by the bloodline, what you normally see is that person going to kill that person or going to try and change it. That's what we see in the world everywhere. But in this time, Jonathan was content with standing beside David. You're like, this is his destiny. I am there to help him in his destiny. He knew his placement. He knew what he needed to do. And it didn't matter to him. He didn't think of, this is my earthly right. That didn't affect him. Another point, a true friend will add to your destiny. A true friend will add to your destiny. He won't take you away from it. A true friend is a gift from God. We clearly see that. Don't we wish we had a friend like Jonathan? Don't we wish we had a friend like David? Someone that truly loves you. Someone that will be there when you need them no matter what. Because this person, he had to leave home and go to meet David. This is the prince, by the way. Imagine, this is not a slave that no one cares about. Every movement of this prince is known. He has guards that keep him. There are people that spy him. Probably his father has spies that follow him to find out where he's going and what he's doing. All that did not matter to him. He put himself at risk. He sacrificed himself to go and be there for David, to go and support David, to go and encourage David. Jonathan went to find David and encourage him to stay strong in his faith, in his faith in God. Don't be afraid, Jonathan reassured him. My father will never find you. This person is working against his father. You think David is closer to him than Saul. You think David did more for him than Saul. You think David is actually his relative, while Saul is enemy. And I want to ask you a question. And it's a true or false question. And I need a why. Like, you'll have to tell me why. Time is the judge of true friendship. True or false? Why?
That's a difficult one, because if we look at it both sides, like, you could be friends with somebody for a very long time, and they could have been the same, person that you met a week before, and then, they could be the same, they could have still the same characters and treat you the same way. And somebody you could have met very quickly and connect with, and they could be such a good friend to you. So I think it's false. I don't think time is a test.
Judge of true friendship?
Not always. Because yes, like, you can tell how long has this person stuck beside you and been with you. That could be a test, how long that friendship's been. But what do you think?
That's true. Definitely true. Because I say time because of this. Time is a judge of true friendship, because in time, when I say time, what I'm trying to say is the hardship that you go through. Because, you can meet someone in 1 week, and yes, you can be great friends with them and you can really connect with them. That's good. But only through time can you tell if that person is a true friend or not. Only through the hardship that you go through. Only through the ups and downs. In Proverbs verse 17 to 17, it says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Adversity, struggle, tough times, uncomfortable situations, argument, things that come in your face, things that come to test your friendship. Only that will tell you if this friendship is true or not. Something that is not tested by time cannot be held as genuine. Something has to, whatever it is, whatever relationship that you have, it has to survive the test of time. If not, it's not going to be a true. We see that clearly in the story. Throughout the years, Jonathan stayed true to David, and David stayed true to Jonathan. They went through so many ups and downs. His father tried to kill him. His father tried to chase him. Sometimes you'll see people hating you because of what your parents are doing to them. A scenario right here. Saul, Jonathan's father, is trying to kill David, literally kill him. He's not sugarcoating it. He's not hiding it. He's not being nice about it. He's not trying to use underhanded ways. Clear as day. There is a time it tells you that Saul collected 3,000 armies to go and kill David. Yes, David was a mighty warrior. 3,000 armies to go and kill David. And throughout this whole time, David still loved Jonathan. Read for me 2 Samuel, 2 Samuel, chapter 1, from verse 25 to verse 26. 2 Samuel, chapter 1, from verse 25 to verse 26. This is when David heard the news that Jonathan and Saul had died.
How the mighty have fallen in battle. Jonathan lies slain on your heights. I grieve for you, Jonathan, my brother. You are very dear to me. Your love for me was wonderful, more wonderful than that of a woman.
Deeper than the love of a woman, right? How much I loved you, and your love for me was deep. See, rooted in love, and because he was rooted in love, it passed the test of time, it passed the test of sacrifice, any heart, all that. He was able to survive it. And through the end, you'll see, there was no greater friend to David than Jonathan. And David actually kept his promise. He was kind to the generations of Jonathan. When we read in Proverbs 18 verse 24, it says, there are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. A friend like Jonathan is not found everywhere. It's very key, it's very specific. Now there's something called in our life, inner circle and outer circle. So the outer circle is a circle of people we meet in school, people we hang out with. It could even be people at work, people that we call acquaintances, people we spend time with from time to time. The inner circle of our life is preserved for only key people. We do not allow anybody to be in the inner circle. So many people today, so many youth and young adults are falling, are suffering, are dealing with a lot of stuff because they allow people that don't benefit their spiritual life, people that are not true friends in their inner circle. And I want to encourage you today to preserve your inner circle, to keep your inner circle for only people that are key, that are crucial, true people, people that you have deep love for and have deep love for you. I can think of, by the way, let me ask you, am I your friend?
Yes.
How close of a friend are we?
To be honest. Close enough, yeah.
Am I in your inner circle?
In my mind, I was actually mapping out my friends in like inner circle. Very close to the inner circle, yes.
Well, I'm not in the inner circle.
There's like very few favorite people.
There's one person, you are in my inner circle, by the way.
There we go.
Well, I'm not in hers, but she is in mine. Maybe I should not be friends with her, I think. So yeah, there's one person that I can think of that I would say that is a true friend to me. And I'm pretty sure you can guess who it is. Yes, Meron. So, Meron is the one person that I can say. I do have other friends that are very close to me that I rely on, but Meron is the one person that I can say that there's true love there, that I have true love for, that I truly love, and I think he truly loves me, and there is that real friendship there. And the reason I'm saying this is because of the journey that we had so far. I know Meron since we were childhood, but we really got closer and together as friends recently, like a couple of years back. And he is the one person that I truly looked and I said, you know what? I was like, you know what? I put my life on your hand. At the time, he was my leader. And I was like, I put my life in your hand. No matter what you say, I will do. No matter what you say, go, I will go. And I truly meant it. Because I looked at his life and I saw this person. I was like, this is a person that I can entrust my life on. In everything that he did, he truly reminds me of David. Jonathan saw something in David, and he entrusted his everything in the hands of David. Same thing with David. David saw something in Jonathan, and he entrusted his life in the hand of Jonathan. It's the same with me. I followed Meron, and because I followed Meron, I was able to meet Prophet Yaman. I was able to meet the man of God that has influenced my life greatly. True friends elevate your life. True friends elevate your life. You don't go to them because of the benefits they have for you, but by being friends with them, because they stick closer than a brother, because they are very close to you, they automatically advance, enhance, benefit you. They sacrifice for you. They are there when you need them. When you need to be straightened up, they straighten you. When you need to be encouraged, they encourage you. They benefit your spiritual life. I wonder who are you letting into your inner circle. I wonder who you're allowing so close to you. This is for those that might be watching this on YouTube one day. This is for you guys that are live here and even people that are in this room. Who is in your inner circle? Do you have a Jonathan in your inner circle? Do you have a David? Someone that you can entrust your life on? Someone that you can blindly say, if he made a decision, I will follow it. I don't even need to know the reasons why. That's what my relationship is with him. If he says do this, I will do it. I don't even need to ask why. Because I've seen him so far. And I've never seen him do anything. I'm talking about Meron. I've never seen him do anything that impacted me negatively. In the beginning, yes, it's rough. To build that friendship, that true friendship, it's not easy. Once you build it, it lasts a lifetime. It's something that you should never let go. There are people that come into your life placed by God. There are people that come into your life placed by your enemy. And it's up to you to choose who you bring closer. It's up to you to choose who you bring nearer to you. Today, when I look left and right, when I look in our youth in Winnipeg, what I see is people allowing the wrong people to be close to them. And how do I know that? Because I see the decisions they make. When you look into their social media, I see the decisions they make. And I know they don't have a good friend. They don't have a true friend. They don't have someone that tells them this is not the right way. Or maybe they're not listening to that person. The friend that is in your life, are they your true friend? Or are you calling anybody you see my best friend? Or are you genuinely, do you have someone that can truly say, this is a Jonathan to me, this is a David to me, this is someone that I will hold with my life, that I will never let go of? I have found that person, and I hope you do find that person. I pray that you allow the people that God places in your life, the gifts, they're gifts from God. I pray you're awake to them. I pray you realize who they are. I pray you bring them closer. I pray you genuinely open your heart to them. I pray you stand the test of time with them. I pray this word today awakens something in you, or made you realize, okay, there are people in my inner circle that need to be in the outer circle. Or that made you realize there are people in my outer circle that I see this character in them, that I need to bring them closer. Real friendship, true friendship doesn't come easy. You have to work on it. It's not something that you just wake up and find. We can clearly see from the story. David risked his life, put his life on the hands of Jonathan. Jonathan risked his life for David. And they didn't ask each other. They didn't require it. It was a natural thing for them to do. So choose your friends wisely. They will either bring you to God, or they'll take you away from God.